Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup, and I'm joined once again by Ryan Davis and Jeff Gerstmann. How you doing, fellas?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Now, you might notice Ryan MacDonald is once again not here. That's because our world traveler has been sent out once more to
Seattle, where he's covering the Nintendo Gamers Summit, which is happening right now.
Right now, as we speak.
As we speak. And we are going to have we're going to be talking about that some on the show today. We're also going to be talking a bit about the World Cyber Games.
The World Cyber Games, also talking about things that are happening right now in the very city of San Francisco where we sit.
That's right. The World Cyber Games are happening in San Francisco right now, and we're going to have Bob on the show. He's going to talk to us. He's fresh from the World Cyber Games. He was just there 20 minutes ago.
And when you say fresh, you mean fresh like he's willing to go, he's chipper, unlike the guys that we brought on last week coming in from Japan.
Hey.
They were fresh, but
I was fresh off the plane, man. I was fresh, ready to take a nap.
Exactly.
Well, Jeff is fresh all the time, but that's not really the point here. But yeah, we are going to be talking about the World Cyber Games. We're also going to be looking at something from Chrome Studios, Australian developer, creators of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
And they're going to be talking about their game, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. Try saying that a few times. I've been practicing. I like to thank myself for that. That was good.
That was good. Props for that
Thanks.
one.
And King Arthur as well, right? And also, there's a press event earlier this week for Activision's console version of Call of Duty, which is called Finest Hour.
And we're going to have something on that, too. So
great. As always, we're taking your questions right here on the spot. So if you're a complete member, you see a form right now on the page where you're watching the show. Fill it out. Send in your questions to Jeff about Mortal Kombat Deception, maybe. Because, Jeff, what are you playing right now?
I'm playing Mortal Kombat Deception right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So if people want to challenge me, what they need to do is they need to add the gamer tag Game Spotting to their friends list, and then I'll just invite people that are on that list to play some matches while we're talking.
Very cool. And also, what's sticking out of you right now, Jeff?
This is the Halo 2 headset. It's
so you want to show that off for the camera? Yeah,
it's a little bit of green. Little kind of Halo 2 action.
Hit right there.
That looks real good from here.
If the original headset was not enough for you, Halo 2 headset.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So remember last time we had Greg on playing Guilty Gear X2 # Reload. He was using the other headset from Plantronics, which was just I think it was the 10 version, and this is the 20 version. I forget the exact numbers, but basically Plantronics hooked us up. This is the Halo 2 headset. Jeff's going to be wearing it for the whole show to see what it's like to be wearing it for a whole session of gaming, playing Mortal Kombat Deception. So if you want to play against Jeff, add the gamer tag, Game Spotting to your friends list. He'll throw down. We'll get you on camera. It'll be great. Also, send us all kinds of questions if you want about the Nintendo DS, about basketball games. Bob will be here talking about those, the World Cyber Games, all kinds of stuff. So, should we get the show started?
Let's get this going.
All right, cool. Up first, as we said, up north right now is Nintendo's Gamers Day, where they're talking about the Nintendo DS. Jeff, you just spent some time in Japan hanging out with the PSP. What can you tell us about the DS?
Well, I mean, the DS is roughly kind of N64 powered, a little bit more, a little bit less. It's kind of hard to say, but it's another handheld system that's capable of 3D graphics. Of course, the big deal about the DS, 2 screens, one with a touch screen. So now Nintendo's kind of showing some new games. They just announced the U.S. launch list, and some new details came out of Japan as well.
Great, and some games that we learned about today. Ryan Davis, what do we know?
Well, this was, up until now, it's been really sketchy. So this is a lot of the first, some really good information is coming out of this thing. I didn't even know, this is news to me, that there's going to be an Advance Wars DS game.
Yeah, we have a story about it right now.
I'll be honest, up till now, I've been kind of iffy about the whole DS thing, but now that I know that there's an Advance Wars game, I am sold. We're seeing all sorts of, there's going to be the Final Fantasy 3 is going to be coming to the DS. Don't know if it's coming out stateside.
Yeah, that'll be definitely out in Japan, but no word for US yet. It'll probably come out in the US.
It's never gotten a US release before.
Yeah, no, that game's never.
That's right.
So that's kind of a big deal if that does make a US release.
I was iffy about the DS until I learned about this game, Sprung. Jeff, why don't you tell us about Sprung?
Sprung, which as of this morning was known as Crush, is basically a US developed or US published dating sim. You'll be able to play either as a man or a woman. You'll go after members of the opposite sex. They've got like some Hollywood writing in there.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's a Ubisoft game, and they have some woman writing from the North Shore. Fox programming at its finest.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. It's broken down into different episodes where you're doing all kinds of different dating-related activities, and I don't know. It's interesting to see something like that coming to the U.S. That's completely crazy.
But it lacks scorpions, which is really the other dating game for the DS. Not a dating sim, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
But is a dating game. It's
now
Feel
called
the Magic.
Feel the Magic. It's called now. It's called Kimishine before, as of last week. Now it's Feel the Magic.
Feel the Magic XYXX.
Yeah,
I think we're talking about
XY/X.
chromosomes there.
I think that's what they're alluding
Feel
to.
the Magic is probably a creepier name than the Japanese title, which translated into "I would die for your sake." That's creepy on its own. Feel the magic.
That's even money.
Feel the magic. Say it with me. Feel the magic.
We have media for
Creepy,
all of these
creepy.
games right now on the site, be it screenshots, be it movies, be it stories. Let's see. Now, one thing that people are concerned about are how many titles are actually going to launch with the system itself when it comes out. There's maybe about
a good dozen.
Yeah, there's about 12, somewhere around there. You know, EA's working on some stuff.
There's a Madden.
Need for Speed. There's a Madden.
And
There's
a Tiger Woods.
And you know, touchscreen mania. Mr. Driller with a touchscreen.
You know, this is actually what's really interesting about these games that we're seeing now that we haven't really seen before is it seems now like it was like sort of a good idea. It's like Nintendo had the idea that, okay, we're going to put in all these unique, crazy features, and then hopefully developers will use them. But it seems like from what we're starting to see from these games that developers are actually using them.
They are, and it'll you know, we'll have to wait and see if they're actually using them in an interesting way. I know the stuff for Mr. Driller, Drill Spirits, says that you'll be able to tap on the screen to drill, which, you know, when that game came out on the Dreamcast and GameCube in Japan and all that other stuff, you just hit the button to drill. It's not
right.
I don't need a touch screen to drill.
We have our first question there now. It's from Tom O in Brighton, England. It says, do you guys think that there are any killer titles for the Nintendo DS? A Mario 64 port is all well and good, but with no analog stick, isn't control going to be an issue? P.S. Has Jeff ever considered a move into the music industry? With his performance on the mic and his button-mashing theme song, I've seen real potential.
Well, let's take those in reverse order, I guess. Music industry, maybe, sort of.
Sure.
I did open for Run DMC once. What was the second?
The second question was killer titles for the Nintendo DS.
You know, I think that all those titles show a lot of potential. You know, some of them are based on existing franchises. You know, some of them are going to be all new. It'll be neat to see how the Herbs pans out, for instance. And, you know, it's easy to write off Super Mario 64 as just a port, but it's also a port of, you know, the 3D platformer that started it all. I don't know how well it'll control without, you know, having the analog control. Maybe they'll use the stylus for something weird. Or
camera control.
Yeah, or something real crazy like that. But, you know, that game with multiplayer support and, you know, having 4 characters, each with their own kind of unique properties and stuff, that could be pretty cool. Well, we'll see.
And actually, we're going to see right now because we have video coverage not only from Seattle, but also all the way over from Japan. So what we have queued up for you right now is a nice 2-minute demo of Mario 64 for the DS. And that's about 2 minutes long. But if you want to see all 16 minutes of it, head over to GameSpot right now. Actually, no, wait till the show's over, then head over. And then we have a trailer from Nintendo's press conference in Japan, which was earlier today-ish or tomorrow.
I think that was tomorrow.
It was today there, which is tomorrow here.
Sure, yeah. So here it is, some Nintendo DS action. Check it out.
This is another one of those first experiences. Remember the first time you got in this cannon? You fired yourself out. Oh, don't. I heard that. All right, so this mushroom takes care of those little pesky cannonballs. So now there's no jumping, there's no dodging, there's just kicking. And if you run out halfway up, don't worry, there's another block. So it's these types of things that really show that we have not just ported over a classic, that we've taken a classic and we've made it something that's going to be an entirely new experience. Let's see, there's something else I wanted to show in this level. Well, I guess I'll have to kind of show you some of the other stuff to kind of keep moving. Now, if you just played this game, it's going to take you obviously a long time. One of the great things about this game, and I've been kind of messing around with this for about 2.5 weeks, and this is actually a game that I'll look for excuses to get my work done. Oh, we need some more Super Mario screenshots, don't we? Well, I'll be happy to jump on that for you. So the main screen, I mean, you can sit here and kind of play around with Yoshi forever, you know, messing his face up. Or you can draw your own.
오케이, 오케이, 오케이.
That's some great video right there.
That's
The
very
Nintendo.
cool.
How did we forget
Touch.
about the puppy game?
Touch, the puppy game.
What is it called again? I forget.
It's well, it was originally called Nintendogs, which I've since heard other names for it, but I'm going to keep calling it Nintendogs.
Puppy Times.
Puppy Times. That
But
game looked
Nintendogs.
awesome.
Because they could have where all my Nintendogs at. That could just be the slogan for it. And that would be great.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Questions flying in, all about Mortal Kombat Deception, and some Nintendo stuff too. Jeff, we're gonna have you fire through these while we watch you play some. Just got smushed something good right there.
I got smushed real bad.
All right, Nightbird DS in Quebec wants to know: is Katana playable?
No.
No, Katana's not playable.
Sorry, Nightbird.
That was easy. Let me get you another one here. Where'd my other one go? Is Tom Bowen, New York, is MK Deception really that much better than MK Deadly Alliance?
It's online.
So yes.
Totally.
Tom, why you got to keep sending questions? I was going to ask you another one, but all right, let's ask some Nintendo questions then. One Pokemon game has been announced for the DS. It's like a card game, right?
It's like a racing game, Pokemon Dash.
It's a racing game. All right, Alan Good in Vancouver, British Columbia wants to know: is there any word about a new DS role-playing game Pokemon in the works?
I think there has been some talk about that so far. I don't think they've gotten real specific, but there is something.
Count on it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then on top of that, there's going to be some kind of connectivity with the old Pokemon games that just came out, where you'll be able to like customize your Pokemon somehow on the GBA game by plugging it into the DS.
That's right, and we have some video for that on the site right now. Actually,
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
you can actually they actually included some sort of latent DS ability.
I think
in the
they showed
latest
like
versions
Pikachu getting like dots drawn on him or something.
Yeah, you're able to do
That's wild.
some
Awesome.
real
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
So we have the video of that up on the site though.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
And so you can see that with all of our other coverage of the Nintendo Gamers Summit. It's all over the site. You can't miss it. Be sure to check that out.
Let's ask one more question before we move on. This is from Dark MK in Washington. Is Noob Smoke the only sub-boss in Mortal Kombat Deception? If not, how many others are there? Thanks for your help.
Yes, and none.
So there's only one sub-boss.
Knocked him
Yeah,
out.
basically right before you fight the game's final boss, you'll fight Noob Smoke.
That's cool. And they like switch out? Well, do you have to be both
Yeah,
of them?
well,
or-
the game basically has like different, styles of martial arts for each character. But for them, they just have two styles, and it's basically like a character switch. So when you hit the style change button, the other guy jumps in. Yeah.
If you want to play some Mortal Kombat Deception against Jeff, look for the gamer tag Game Spotting. Jeff, you're getting another match going on right now against Gods, huh?
Yeah, gonna get to.
Give gods the business.
I will give gods the business.
Give Gods the business. Wonderful. Now, Ryan Davis, while Jeff is squared away with some Mortal Kombat Deception, let's talk about the World Cyber Games.
World Cyber Games in San Francisco at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium right now.
Not only are they in San Francisco, they are staying in the hotel next door to
It's
us.
so awesome. You can go out into like the kitchen, into the commissary area here in the GameSpot building.
That's right.
And we can actually see them coming out and just hordes of these kids, professional gamers, staying right next door to us. And it's just I've not seen such groupings of hardcore gamers.
And they're all wearing like their country's like jackets.
They got their team jackets.
Like you guys saw like Team Philippines at Del Taco.
We saw Team Philippines. Basically, we've been seeing them at all the fast food places in the
Team
area.
Chile wouldn't get out of our way on the sidewalk. That was very cool. But.
Saw Team Germany over at the subway. It's so international, and it's quite impressive seeing all these kids here come to San Francisco. And you can see these are all pretty young guys. These are 17, 18-year-old guys.
Right.
And they are so thrilled to be here doing this, which, how could you beat that, coming to San Francisco to play games professionally?
There are 63 countries represented, over 700 competitors, and they'll be playing PC games like Counter-Strike Condition Zero, Unreal Tournament 2004, Need for Speed Underground, FIFA Soccer 2004, Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, StarCraft Brood War, and on the Xbox, Halo and Project Gotham Racing 2. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games to be playing.
It's kind of strange that you see games like FIFA on the PC, though.
I was surprised to find out that they were going to be playing the PC version of FIFA. But for that seems to be where the real hardcore competition is being generated is in these PC games. I mean, like the Counter-Strike stuff, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
You would expect them to be playing that game just because there is such this huge community for that game. But it's pretty amazing stuff. I'm actually going to be making a point to go down there on Saturday, check out the games myself.
Very cool. Before we move on, Jeff, how are you doing right now? Let's check in on Jeff. You look pretty intense right now.
Doing all right. Lost round 1. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, cool. And yesterday, the World Cyber Games had their opening ceremonies just in downtown Civic Center of San Francisco, and the GameSpot Live camera crews were there. And by camera crews, I mean Homer. And we have some really nice shots, so let's check it out. The opening ceremonies for the World Cyber Games 2004. There's some craziness going on downtown right now for the World Cyber Games, and we're now joined by Bob Kaliko. Bob, tell us about, you just walked over here, hustled back from the World Cyber Games. What's going on down there right now?
Well, they're having the preliminary rounds of competition. I got to see a StarCraft match. They got it all set up at Bill Graham Civic Auditorium. They got the bottom floor. There's a bunch of different sections for the different games, like, StarCraft section here, Team Counter-Strike over there. And the spectators can go on the second level. The place is set up like a concert hall, so you can go on the second level, and they've got like big TV screens. You can pick which game you want to see, and just move around up there and look at the games. And that's pretty much it.
So so this is this is a multi-day event. This is a
Yes.
serious competition.
Yeah, it's going on from today through Sunday. The final rounds for all the games are being held on Saturday and Sunday, And then after everything's all done, they're going to have the closing ceremonies on Sunday.
Now, do the teams have to focus on specific games, or is it like these teams have to be like decathletes and be able to play all the games well?
No, I'm sure there are a few guys who, can play several games, but most of the time they got specialists. Every country's got their StarCraft guy, their Warcraft guy, their Counter-Strike team, and, like they're mostly specialists because you pretty much have to be that good at these games.
Now, our man Brian Eckberg, our sports editor, wrote recently a very interesting journal article about an upcoming, Warcraft match between a player from Iran and a player from Israel. What can you tell us about why that's politically significant, maybe?
Well, from what I understand, there was some Olympic match that was supposed to happen between an Iranian player and an Israeli player, and
It was a judo.
I think it was a judo match, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the guys refused to play against the other guy because of political reasons. But I really can't see that happening here. I mean, the atmosphere between the players seems really chill. Everyone's just there to have a good time and compete against each other. And I really don't see the sort of issues creeping in here.
So the lesson here is the rest of the world could really learn something from the gaming community.
And as a matter of fact, that's kind of what the organizers of this event are trying to get across. That this is a time for international youth to get together and compete. There's a big focus on fair and competition and good sportsmanship, and it was a real good vibe.
Very cool. Now, what can people look forward to seeing about the World Cyber Games on GameSpot over the next few days?
We got a feature going up later today that's going to have the movie you just saw, and I've got a big gallery of pictures of the scene from yesterday at the opening ceremonies. So you're going to hear about the procession of flags. They had the opening ceremonies was really extravagant. Whole Olympic style atmosphere, really over the top with dancing and stuff like that, and that'll be updated early next week with the tournament results. And hopefully over the next couple days I'll be adding pictures to it from the scene just to the gallery section. So look for it in the features box on the front page, and you can check out the action there.
Very cool.
One more question here
Fine.
before we finish this. Who's going to win? Who do you see coming out on top? Who's your favorite? Pick your team now. Let me get on the phone with Vegas. I need to put money on the line.
I don't know if
that really seemed like
I don't know if Caesars is putting lines out on Counter-Strike just yet. But I did talk with the Team USA Counter-Strike team, Team 3D, yesterday. We caught them lounging out on the plaza, and they seem familiar with their competition. They seem pretty confident. So I'm going to root for the home team all the way.
Yeah,
there we go.
Team USA. And
Team Cobra Kai.
And Team Philippines also. I gotta give out props to my boys over there too.
Sure, Team Philippines.
That's
great.
right. Cool.
Now, while I think we have some questions around here somewhere. There's some questions. Oh, great. Thank you very much. While I sift through these, Bob, let's move on for the other reason while you're here. And could you please break down for us? We didn't get to talk to you about it last week.
Sure.
NBA Live 2005 and ESPN NBA 2K5, two basketball games. Now, they had some crazy drama going on with the release dates. Can you explain that for us, please?
Yeah, originally both games were supposed to come out this week, but EA had a surprise announcement like midway through September. They said, we're going to ship a week early, and we're going to knock the price $10 off, so it's going to be $40 instead of $50. And if you buy 2 EA Sports games, we'll send you another one for free. They're totally going after visual concepts in their games because all their games are $20 this year.
Would you say that that's sort of a sign of them feeling the heat?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, initially when the football games came out, if you remember, EA was kind of laughing about it, saying, they're going down to the bargain price, they're getting desperate. But, Sega sold a lot of copies of ESPN NFL 2K5.
It must have gotten their attention somehow.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't just do this randomly.
But that's not the end of it.
No, that's not the end of it. So, EA thought they were going to get the jump on Sega Sports, and then the day before NBA Live was going to ship early, Visual Concepts announced, we're going to ship tomorrow too. So they both came out a week early, and I was reviewing both of them, and all of a sudden I got a week chopped off my review deadline. So that was a lot of fun, and I just was balling.
You were going crazy.
24 hours.
So that's the crazy competition that we saw the two companies doing. Now, on the actual playing field,
Sure.
how did the games stack up? Which you prefer?
Well, as you can see by the reviews, and I clearly prefer the ESPN game. I just feel like the pacing fits NBA basketball a lot better. The graphics are much better. The animations are a lot smoother. It just plays more like real basketball.
Now, would you get a sense? I mean, I know a week at the end of the development process probably doesn't have that much of an impact, but do you get the sense that perhaps having to push that up affected the quality of either of these games?
No.
Or that this is pretty much what they were going to be regardless?
I think, I didn't run into any crazy bugs or anything like that. I think it just seemed to me that what they both ended up at is pretty much what they were going to be.
And what they're going to be was a better game from Sega.
You mean Sega was going to have a better game than
Do you think? Yeah, I think that's would you say that's the end result?
Yeah.
And no matter how long they worked on it, none of it was going to put anybody but Chucky Atkins at the point guard for your Los Angeles Lakers.
No, see, we don't have to go there, all right?
I just how you feel? This will be your last question. How are you feeling about the upcoming NBA season? Your Lakers are kind of reeling.
I don't know. Everyone wants to pile on, and the Lakers had a good run there, and everyone wants to jump on and say, yeah, they're going to be down this year. But I think they might surprise some people. Might creep up near 50 wins. They'll get in the playoffs. I'm not going to say they're going to win the championship or anything, but it's going to be interesting to see what Kobe can do by himself.
Lamar Odom's pretty good.
Lamar Odom's a great player. He's underrated.
Yeah. Go Celtics. So thanks for coming by, Bob. Appreciate your time.
Sure.
And as I said, look forward to more coverage on the World Cyber Games, and read both of Bob's reviews for ESPN NBA 2K5 and NBA Live 2005. But right now, recently, a developer from Australia's Chrome Studios came and sat, I think it was either this chair or that very chair. He sat in one of these chairs and talked about Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. That's 2 for 2 right there. I'm doing
That's
all right.
good.
And King Arthur. So let's hear what he had to say.
I'm Robert Walsh. I'm the CEO of Chrome Studios. The most famous one we've done was our character action game, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, which we're working on the sequel, will come out this year. One of the things that we worked really hard with Ty was making a character that had great appeal. I mean, he's a very sexy character that a lot of people really have an affinity for. So in moving from Ty 1 to Ty 2, we wanted to make sure that the appeal of the first one was really embraced and embellished upon for the second one. And in creating the sequel, what we did was we said, okay, what's all the fun things that we had in the first one? Obviously, it was the boomerangs and the really great lush environments, and the fact that it's Australian-based. So we kept those core elements, and then we said, okay, I'm a kid, I'm a couple of years older now, so what do? It's like, well, I'm playing with toys and I'm out exploring things. So we took that to a new level with basically giving him, mech vehicles, which we have, things to drive around in. And we also made sure that the boomerangs are a greater extension from the first experience, so we have a lot more cool and unique things to do with that as well. So really just made sure we built upon everything that was really, really successful on the first one and just made it bigger, bolder and better for the sequel. The story for the second one begins with Ty's nemesis, Boss Cass, this freaky looking cassowary bird. At the end of the first one, he got captured and it's been a couple of years and he's basically in prison. The second one starts with him being broken out and then forming his own little community. So the same sort of arch rivalness between the two exists, and we've just taken to a whole new level where Cass recruits more and more people and he wants to try and take over more and more of Australia. So we've really, really worked on building that character story between the two, and it's like a friendly bitterness and rivalry that goes on between them, and there's a lot more. He's experimenting with genetic mutation of animals and things. So, the cool animals for the first one are even cooler and a little freakier in the second one. We've really kept targeted and focused at the younger and more family-friendly style of game, and instead of trying to be, stuck up against some of the more edgier and older and mature style products. The other title we're working on this year is King Arthur. It's based on the Jerry Bruckheimer movie and being made with Buena Vista Games. King Arthur is a third-person hack-and-slash action game, very similar to the Golden Axe style. It's based on the Jerry Bruckheimer movie that was released this year. King Arthur was based very heavily on the movie script. Our goal was to play the movie, to expand upon the movie experience. The way that was done was we took the movie script and picked out 6 of the gameable moments from the movie, and then we embellished those for the game. And this is also achieved a lot by, we spent a lot of time on the set in Ireland where the movie was shot. We facial scanned all the actors. We worked with all the stunt people to actually do the mocap for the fight scenes. We actually mocapped the horse, which is a first off for just I think any game that there is, and worked really, really closely with the production people so that we made sure that all the costumes, all the props were very, very authentic and followed the movie to a T. So we're hoping that when you get out of the movie and you play the game, it's like the two worlds actually merge together, and we've pulled it off pretty well. There's a little bit of magic in the King Arthur game. We've mostly focused on the leveling up of your character and some skill sets so that you're always unlocking something new. But we have features with like signature moves where we have a lot of particle effects, and there's definitely a payoff which has a magical touch to it that isn't really normally attached to that style of game. And also as an additional thing this year, we're putting a playable version on the DVD, so when you buy the DVD you'll also be able to play the demo on the Xbox. King Arthur will be out on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube in November.
And we are back. Let's jump right into the action. Jeff, how are you doing right now in Mortal Kombat Deception?
Doing pretty good. Using Nightwolf, beating this guy.
Oh, you stuck that fake.
Oh! Killing Spree 00. Everyone who plays Xbox Live, I want you right now
Blacklisted.
Blacklist Killing Spree 00. There's no G in that.
Straight up sucker.
That was a great match going on right there, and you're getting the gas face on the spot right now. Live broadcast right now. Killing Spree 00. Hurting. All right, Jeff, let's take some questions on Mortal Kombat Deception right now. Blackfire in the Bronx wants to know, who are the old guys in the game?
There are a lot of returning characters throughout, kind of the previous games. Ermac's in it, of course. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are in it. A little spoiler: Liu Kang is in it. Raiden's in it. Melina is in it. Nightwolf is in it. And then in the Conquest, Cabal is in it. And then in the Conquest mode, you actually run into a lot of the characters that aren't playable in the game. You run into like Reptile and Striker and these kind of bit parts. There's like, oh, I'm looking to train, and then you run away, and that's pretty much it. So it's kind of cool to see like all the characters represented somewhere in the game.
Very cool, Ryan. You have
I got a question here from Carlton from Blountstown. How many finishing moves are there for each character, and how many level fatalities are there?
There are 2 fatalities per character and 1 Harakiri move, which is like a self-fatality, so you can kind of kill yourself.
Those are awesome.
Those are awesome.
Those are like some of the best things I've seen in this game.
Yeah, they're really cool. Killing yourself, apparently, cool.
Yeah, no.
In video games, anyway.
In video games.
In video games.
In video games.
And level fatalities?
There are, I don't have an exact number because I haven't actually unlocked all the different arenas yet, but there are a good number of them. The arenas are really focused on, knocking players off of stuff. Not every single one's going to have one where you can kill a guy.
But it seems like a lot of them do have some sort of set piece that you can kill the other
where
guy
you can
with.
knock a guy through something, knock a guy onto some hot coals, and there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Very cool, very cool. It looks like you're getting in a match right now with Art Monk. Isn't that a wide receiver for the Redskins or the Jets?
Art Monk, yeah.
Art Monk, he was good.
We're going to fight Art Monk then.
Sure, you fight Art Monk. Let's ask one more one more question here, Jeff, just to twist your brain as you start this matchup. GameSpot, this is from Luke in Florence, Alabama. GameSpot recently changed the official release date of San Andreas to October 25th instead of October 26th. Does this mean the game will ship on the 25th, so the game will be in stores on Tuesday the 26th? Is this official from Rockstar?
Yes, that means the game is shipping on the 20th. Our release dates are usually the dates that games will ship.
Okay.
So they won't arrive in stores until the next day. In a case like San Andreas, where they have a very firm street date that they're pushing in ads and things like that, yeah, they'll definitely ship stuff early to make sure that everyone has the game on the 26th. So that's why the date's listed like that.
Very cool. And it's really cool that you can answer that question while taking down I think a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver in Art Monk.
Not a Hall of Fame caliber fighting game player, apparently. Who would have known?
You got any other questions, Ryan? I know you don't.
No, that's all. You're holding all the cards.
We have one more clip to show you guys before we come back for your final round of questions. So if you're a GameSpot Complete member, get those questions in now. We're going to see a developer interview for Activision's console version of Call of Duty, which is called
Finest Hour.
Finest Hour. Check it out.
Well, the background of the team on Finest Hour is significant. The group worked in large part for a number of years together. The group has a long-standing history of research and authenticity and just really paying honor to those who were there and those who fought. And that was instilled by Steven Spielberg, who came in when he was filming Private Ryan and said, I want to do a video game that captures the emotion, the intense action that this war had and really does honor to this generation. And we started working on the original Medal of Honor at that time, and so that drive that he had fostered, I think, a passion in the people that were there working on it to really do it right and really do the research. And unless you've got someone who can come and look at what you're doing and really critique it and point out even the most minute areas where you're falling short, you really can't capture it. And so we've been really lucky that we've worked with really fantastic people who really point out the specific details.
We've spent a good deal of time with Spark on the development of Finest Hour, the console version of the Call of Duty series. And that started probably about a year and a half ago. We went out to Spark and we sat down with their developers, their creative folks who were designing the scenarios. And we talked about some of the different scenarios they were looking at. They had already done some preliminary research. We talked about some of the tactics they might want to highlight, talking with them about infantry and armored tactics, because in Call of Duty Finest Hour, there are a bunch of scenarios where tanks and infantry work together. And their questions for us were, how do they work together? Should the infantrymen be out in front of tanks in different kind of settings, urban terrain versus fields and forests? Do they do things differently? And so we literally diagram out over the course of the afternoon the way in World War II that infantry and tanks work together. And they've now figured that into the game, and it's part of the gameplay and the AI.
We were also very careful to make sure we had the right weapon, they're carried the right way, and that the movements of the individuals as they went down from the prone position to a crouch position to going around the corner, how do you clear a building, and all that stuff was actually put into the game. Yeah, one of the weapons you'll see in the game is the most popular sidearm of the American soldiers, the 1911 Colt 45 caliber automatic pistol. And like all the weapons in Call of Duty Finest Hour, the artists went to tremendous detail to get all of it right. The Colt is a favored piece by many because it has tremendous stopping power. We fought in the Philippines in 1904, 1900s, 1904, and there was a Moro tribesmen that were very aggressive, and they had some kind of a drug they were taking so that when they attacked our positions, they would be shot with a standard 38 special round, and they would not go down. They'll continue to come forward. It made people uncomfortable when these people were all over them. They wanted a pistol that would put people down. And so designers Colt went back to the drawing board and came up with, lowered the velocity of this weapon, put a huge bullet in it, 230 grains, and what they found was they got exactly what they wanted. It's like throwing a 2x4 at 100 miles per hour at somebody's chest. When it's shot with a 45 caliber bullet, a man does go down. The Thompson submachine gun that is used in the game to great effect. Very good for clearing rooms, clearing buildings, moving around the corner. 20 round magazine here, and you quickly change that. Basically a blowback mechanism, not gas operated by blowback, which is releases the bolt, sends it back automatically through the blowback charge, picks up the next round, chambers it in the cartridge. This was actually designed in 1923 by a guy named Thompson. And the purpose of submachine guns was to take pistol cartridges, give them a little more length and velocity, and be able to move in World War I combat specifically. When you jumped into other trenches, you were able to advance forward with a short-range weapon, easily maneuverable in the trench or in a building or in a bunker, and it gave you the knockdown power of your favorite cartridge, the one we talked about earlier. Plus, it gave you the automatic fire, so you could put a lot of fire down very quickly.
So that's Call of Duty Finest Hour. It's coming out this November for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
Cool, Call of Duty. Now, Ryan Davis, you have some interesting facts on the celebrities.
So we've got some odd voice acting choices that were made for not really odd, interesting.
Cool.
Some very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come out and say it. Cool. Some cool voice acting choices made for Call of Duty Finest Hour. Dennis Haysbert will be playing one of the characters, known probably best as his role in Heat as the driver.
Awesome.
Or the voodoo guy in Major League.
Or the voodoo guy in Major League.
I forget what his name is.
The guy who worshipped Jobu.
Jobu.
Or the president in 24. That's probably
him.
That guy, Dennis Haysbert.
Right.
And then also Brian Johnson.
Of AC/DC.
Yes, the lead singer of AC/DC.
He is a British commando, I believe.
Sure, why not?
You can
Australia's
find that story.
Close
We can't make that up. Check it out. That story's on GameSpot News right now.
Insane.
That is awesome. Let's have some questions.
All right. I've got one here from Jordan Smith from Ohio. Wants to know about Final Fantasy III for the DS. Was the teaser fake, or is it actually in development? The video is coming to us from the Japanese DS.
So unless Square and Nintendo are faking it, it's probably in development.
Unless Square's not telling Nintendo something, then yeah, that's definitely for real. That's on the up and up.
Ray Caston of Collinswood, New Jersey. Is there any information coming out from the Summit about any of the new features or additions to Animal Crossing on the DS, besides the obvious writing with touchscreen? Also, any GameCube sequel news? Thanks.
None at this time.
Nothing just yet. There's still, our guys are still at Seattle right now. They're actually going to be here today and tomorrow at the Gamers Summit, seeing stuff. So we might get more on that just yet. Nothing is guaranteed, though. We don't know exactly what they're going to be showing us. So if he wants to find out, you got to stay tuned.
That's right. The summit goes on until tomorrow as well.
It goes all the way through tomorrow, all the way through Friday. We're going to have stuff.
Next question. What you got, Ryan?
We've also got from Clark from San Marcos, Texas. Are the rumors true about the DS having online play? Jeff.
Okay, let me put this down, because this is kind of a complex issue. So the DS has Wi-Fi support, right?
Right.
So you can play it with other people wirelessly. Theoretically, you could have that Wi-Fi thing hook up to a Wi-Fi router and get on the internet. There's kind of been talk about that. People are saying you're going to be able to use the DS for voice over IP phone calls and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Because it does have the microphone.
Right, it does have a mic. So theoretically, there could be online play on the DS. And theoretically, all of these games could support online, and that's just the bombshell Nintendo's waiting to drop. I doubt it. But it's certainly possible that in the future there could be some game that allows you to actually play over the internet.
So the answer is maybe.
Maybe. And at the very least, there'll probably be some kind of weird tunneling solution.
Someone will do something crazy third party if nothing happens from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
I have 2 questions that sound awfully the same. So we'll read both of them so everyone can get their name on the air. Matt Samarco of Medfield, Massachusetts, and Jason Lyles or Lilies of Memphis, Tennessee want to know, Metroid Prime Hunters, will that be a launch title, or will it just have the demo for now?
Just the demo.
Just the demo?
Just the demo.
No, they're calling it First Hunt. Is that the name of the demo, or is that the name of the game?
That's the name of the demo. First Hunt is the thing that they added to indicate that it's the demo.
Very cool. Very cool. You have any more
I've
questions?
I've got another question from Colby from Los Angeles. Wants to know what each DS game will be priced roughly.
$29.99 is kind of what Nintendo is saying that some of their games will come out at. And of course, some publishers will probably go $5 or $10 higher than that. Some publishers will probably go $5 under that, maybe.
But $30 around there, that's not a
around
reasonable price for handheld games.
Yeah,
so that's
very cool. Eric Glovebox Glover. That's great. Herndon, Virginia.
Any relation to Danny Glover?
I think so.
I have a question for
who's also the glove box.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? What's the deal with the new game made by the same team that made Ico? I don't know the name of the game, but how is it and when will it be released in the U.S.?
Wanda and the Colossus.
That's right.
It was the same trailer that was released prior to the Tokyo Game Show was shown again at the Tokyo Game Show. So there really aren't too many specifics on it yet as far as when it's coming out, what the deal with it is.
Cool.
So watch the trailer over and over again, and eventually they'll say something more.
Or you can watch the latest episode of Button Mashing and see Wanda and Colossus appear for 15 frames.
Yeah.
That's a half a second in round 2 memory leak. That's a nice little plug right there. Check out Button Mashing. Thanks. You can find it right on the main page or the Button Mashing link on the left-hand side of any GameSpot page.
Is that back to me now?
Yes, Ryan Davis, your turn.
All right, my last question I got here from Carlos from Boston. Will the Red Sox win the World Series?
Will the Red Sox win the World Series? They're going to win the World Series every year. Come on. This is the year.
This is the year.
Yeah, I'm picking them like I have for the last 25 years. This is the year.
No.
You can't shake your head. You don't know. Whatever. All right, I have one last question. Rory from Chicago says, that's not a question, that's a statement. By the way, Jeff, that headset is mighty fly. How is the Halo 2 headset?
The Halo 2 headset seems to work pretty well. I don't know. I'm not really noticing any serious difference from the headset that already comes with Xbox Live.
Right.
Other than, of course, it probably looks a little bit cooler. Voice quality coming through here. The people going, "Hey, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you talking to me?" And over and over again. They seem to be coming through loud and clear. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So would you say it looks like it's a lot lighter than just to wear it on your head than the regular Xbox headset? Feeling that?
When I hold it in my hand, sure, but actually wearing it, it doesn't really seem any different at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this does come with a few different earpieces. So if you want something that's inside your ear, like this is, it's great for that. And it does come with like different size pieces for different sized ears.
Cool. Very cool. Now it's time for the final big wrap-up. We're out of questions.
All out of questions.
Last week, our man Alan Lica of Minnesota won the Japan prize pack of an EA plastic bag.
And 180 yen?
181 yen, I believe. This week, we have a Call of Duty Finest Hour bag. And Ryan Davis, what do you have?
And then I've got a small informational pamphlet on the PSP in Japanese.
Written in Japanese. Let me see that.
This is from the Tokyo Game Show.
Wonderful, in Japanese. I'm going to put that in the bag. Send an email on the form you see right now. We want a full mailing address and, obviously, Joe Boo.
Yes, Joe Boo.
So type in Joe Boo and a full mailing address. First person to do that successfully wins.
JOBU.
Yeah, wins that lovely prize package. So you got anything left? Are we all set here?
I think it's been good.
It was another great show. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Bob. Thanks to all the GameSpot Live crew, and thanks to you for all for watching. That was so smooth. And we'll catch you next time right here on the spot.